So for example 3, we're going to use the data that is given to us to construct a histogram and then a frequency polygon on the same axis. We are told to use class marks to label the horizontal axis. So remember, class marks are midpoints for all of our different classes. So our midpoint for our first class, if we calculate this, 1 plus 7 divided by 2, well, 8 divided by 2 gives us 4. Right? If we do the next one, 8 plus 14 divided by 2 gives us 22. 22 divided by 2 gives us 11. Now, if we look at this, if we look at our values from 1 to 8, notice that those differ by 7. 7 to 14 differs by 7. 4 to 7 differs by 7. So we have a class width of 7. So that means to get the rest of my class marks, I don't necessarily have to find our midpoints of all of these. I just have to keep adding our class width. So if I add 7 here, we get 18. I add 7 again, we get a midpoint or class mark of 25. Add 7 again, we get 32. Add 7 again, we get 39. So what we're going to do down on our horizontal axis, that's how we're going to label our distance. So 4, 11, 18, 25, 32, and 39. Yep, that is our distance. And then our vertical axis is going to be our frequency. Right, so we're going to use the information from the table up above, and we're going to start by sketching a frequency histogram. So for Ford, we have 15 workers. So I'm going to go through, and I'm just going to kind of draw this in here. So there's our first bar for a frequency of 15. For 11, we have 24. So we're going to go almost all the way up to this 25, but not quite. All right. We have 13 for our next one. So we'll draw a vertical bar, 13. Then we have 8 for our next frequency. And then we have 5 for our last 2 frequencies. Alright, so there is our frequency histogram. Right, we're also told to construct a frequency polygon on the same set of axes. So our polygon is a line graph, and remember our polygon has dots that are directly above our numbers. So that means we're basically going to end up with dots, right, in the middle of the top of these bars that we just created. Now we're going to go through and connect these to create a line graph. So we see our frequency histogram constructed there in red, and then we see our frequency polygon there constructed in blue. A couple of things down at the bottom. Advantages for histograms and frequency polygons. They're good for large data sets. It shows our general shape of data. It's easy to spot data that does not fit our pattern. Disadvantages is individual data values are not visible, and shape can be affected by our class width. So when we're thinking about our frequency histograms and polygons, there are definitely advantages and disadvantages to both.